We're on SAT Practice Test 7, Math Section 1, Question 11. So what's our level of difficulty? We're straight up medium. Evil Testing Service loves the concept of this problem. Comes up a lot. It's very likely to come up for you. What is an x-coordinate of an x-intercept of the graph of this big old ugly looking thing? So whenever I see x-intercept, I always write down x-intercept equals, and what is important about the x-intercept? Y equals 0. Now for the record, if I were to see y-intercept, what would I write down? What's important about the y-intercept? X equals 0. But I'm x-intercept, and what's important about it is that y equals 0. So what is this y? It's 0. Alright, I don't know that once you understand the concept of this problem, you really ought to write down this big nasty equation, but I'm going to write it down here to make sure we understand it together. Okay, so what is the left side of this equation? It's 0. That means that the right side of the equation has to be what? Has to also be 0. How can you make that happen? Well, the 3 is not going to change. The only thing that can change, right, the 14, the 5, the 4, they can't change. The x is the thing that can change. How can you make an x do something to get the entire right side of this equation be 0? The answer is you could make x equal 14. Why? Because then you would have 3 times 14 minus 14, which is 3 times 0. And then it doesn't matter what all this stuff is. If you've got a 0 on here anywhere, you know that you're going to end up with 0 on the right side. So x could be 14. And that's the answer. Now for the record, x could also be negative 5. Why? Because negative 5 plus 5 is 0, and if you have a 0 here, then whatever happens to the rest of the stuff, it doesn't matter. 1 0 makes everything 0. And for the record, x could be negative 4, because negative 4 plus 4 is 0, and you get 1 0 in here, and everything's 0. But the 14 is, I think, the easiest one to deal with because it's positive, and that makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, it's a very simple concept once you understand it. It comes up a lot. You get it right, you move on.